on this particular thing. Okay, so I'm just on this little drawing here. So I'll put a reflection because I was originally talking about this shape that's kind of nothing inside. So you have to put something in it. That's an easy reflection. Here's another one. I might ruin it, but that's just how it goes. Just working with the shape, I'm putting in another reflection in there. And it's more of a shadow. I don't know. I think I've ruined it. So there goes my little demonstration. But I kind of ruined it. But let me move on to something else. Okay, here's an example. Right in here. This is let me move that. Now I'm in this whatever this thing is. Just as an explanation of how I'm thinking this is working, and I want to talk about this empty space in here, but just so you get a context of what this is my concept was, here's a bike frame, and I was thinking about where the water bottle goes, and I was thinking about a water bottle. So I started drawing a can, like you saw that, and then I just started playing around with shapes around there. I think it needed a cup holder, and that's what this shape is for, so it can be screwed onto the bottle holder. So that's the context of this, if you're wondering. And then I thought, well, maybe there's down here an extra bass unit. I don't know, and that's why it has ports down here for bass. Speaking of that, when I do bass, I think of bass as like heavy smoke. I think of it as it goes down. It's like at a club or something, or whatever. There's that, or at like some sort of performance, the smoke goes down, and I think that is bass because bass is heavy. So anyway, that's why I drew that. Now, so there's this empty space in here, and it's empty because there's nothing going on. These are just lines to help me construct it, and I was thinking about reflection in here. But if you saw this device at Best Buy, you wouldn't be that excited about it because it's just a simple surface, simple shape. So go in there and just add some simple details, really easy stuff. For example, okay, I'm going to separate it into sections. Okay, it's kind of like I've separated it into sections, and maybe only every other section I'm going to have these stripes. Okay, but those are not just stripes. Those are going to be something like this. I'm going to make it, so can you see what I'm doing? Oh, barely, because I know it's small, but basically what this is like ribs, or something like ribs. So I'm just putting in some little ribs, basically. So now it looks like it's worth more money. Instead of being a simple can with no surfacing, now I put some engineering type of things in there. So now it looks like it's sturdier, it looks more strong, and worth. I've increased the value of this thing by at least $20 by putting those stripes in. Those ribs, they're three-dimensional ribs. And it's easy peasy. If you have an empty space, fill it with something as simple as, I just put in some stripes. Some simple lines. I'm following my perspective. I'm not breaking rules. I'm not doing anything funky. So here's another one. I had this space in here. And I just put in some holes so the sound could come out or whatever. Whenever you have an empty area, put something in it. So I'm in the middle of putting stuff in right now. So here's another one. I love this one. This is one of my favorites of all time, is having indentions to put bolts in. So this would be my shape. I love this one. It's so rocket shipy. And so I'll put in some bolts in there. That's one of my favorites. And then you put it on the other side so it looks like the bolts clamp together. Oh, excuse me. You have to tell me, guys. There, I said about this thing. Oops. This was an empty shape, and now you don't have to fill the whole shape up, but just by putting in something simple, like some simple stuff that you would see on a rocket ship. So, all right, and I'm going to have material differences because each one of these layers has a different purpose. So how I've constructed this is, there's a bass bin down here. So here's my seat. There's my seat, right? And so butt is here. Originally I had it hanging horizontally, but now I thought it would be much cooler to make it like a jet engine, like a jet engine hanging off of a jumbo jet right underneath your butt. I think that would be freaking cool. And then so, and have, so I was thinking shaped like a jet engine, so just like a turbine, it has all these different layers of turbines and fans. I was like, I'm going to have speakers. So I did a cross section of like, so here's a tweeter for the high pitched stuff. And I'm thinking theoretically, here's a mid-range, which is the mid-range type of sound. So it would come around the tweeter, it'd come out just like a jet engine. And then this is the bass. And the bass would probably somehow come out of the back right here. So my idea has just kind of developed. So here I am. It doesn't all match, but I'm just showing you how I'm thinking, and then how I'm filling up my empty spaces, because now I've got some holes to let bass out or treble out or something, and this is probably metal. It looks metal how I've constructed it. It's all geometry. So there's that. Now you have to color block. You have to fill in shapes. So I started filling in here. And I love color blocking. It's just very meditative and easy. Just filling in with these little stripes, with these little, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Cross hatches. Because those are going to be dark holes. There's a dark hole in there. There, okay, and I'll just put in a shadow. And how I'll do that shadow. I'm not even going to shape the shadow because shadows are a pain in the neck. So I'm going to just fade it in. When I'm doing my cross hatches, I'm doing it this angle, and if I drag that angle down, I keep them all. It's just because I'm a little OCD, but I make them all that same angle. These are like little challenges I give myself. Really easy challenges. So I like the easy stuff. Okay. So, just on a philosophical shape function element. So bass needs a big hole for the bass to come out. So I've got these big holes here. So bass is heavy and big. Mid-range is in between treble and bass. So I've got middle-sized holes. That's that. And then up here, I've got these little tiny little slits. This is going to be for the treble. So my holes talk a story about the frequencies of the sound waves, because high frequency is very vibraty and it can fit through smaller holes, whereas bass is huge wavelength and that needs a big hole to get through. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about like filling areas up and thinking about a purpose behind it, because we still got 30 minutes, but I'll just randomly interject a few philosophical elements. Okay. So another thing I would do right here, just simple, following all of my shapes. I like to reduplicate my shapes. Here, I'm just going to copy those lines. My exterior lines, I'm going to copy them right in here. And I'm just going to shade that in with big. This is going to be just a reflection. Fade it off. So at least it gives it a little bit of depth and volume. As I was instructing, who was it? Was somebody over there? I was talking about line weights, or was it you? Line weights. Yeah, line weights. So another thing, don't forget line weights. Very important. Use them strategically. So notice, okay, on this one right here. Here, very heavy line weight on the bottom, because generally the weight is on the bottom, the light is darker on the bottom generally. So heavy line weight there. wait a second, I was doing, oh, okay, then, so, heavy line weights down here, because I've got this shading here, so this is a material separation. Here's a material, so I'm going to do light line weights, heavy down here, and keep them light up here, except right here I'll make it heavy. Right here I'll make it heavy, but I'll keep it light in the middle here. In fact, I might even draw a circle around where all the highlights would be. But definitely very strong and heavy underneath here. And that will pop your product off. I'm going to do the same now on this side. Let me zoom out a wee bit. Okay, with this down here, it's about time I start putting in some line weight a little bit more. I already started with this background stuff, but I'm going to put it a nice heavy baseline. And it's nice when you go flying off the ends, like I'm flying off to the end there and here. But don't forget to add a little bit of crown. Remember, a crown, just a little bit of curve in there. It's not perfectly straight. It looks kind of straight, but there is a little bit of curve in. It just makes your drawings more dynamic. And it just looks cooler. And when you're surfacing, flat surfaces look terrible, don't they? Generally, flat surfaces, they look bad if it's plastic or metal. If you just put a little crown, it suddenly looks voluminous when you're doing surfaces on CAD. So don't forget that. Oh yeah, so I'm doing line weights. So the light, where's my light coming from? I don't know yet, but I'm going to wing it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to force the light. I'm going to drop in here a drop shadow. So this is going to be up against a wall. All I'm doing is copying my shape. Just copy that shape right in here. Now I'm going to go heavy around the exterior because now I've got a drop shadow. And I'm just going to, with my same angle, from all my other lines, cross shadings, I'm going to use that same angle, comes down here, and I'm going to continue that angle. I'm going to start hard in the middle, and then as I go up, I'm going to start to loosen up and get wider. And then as I go down, I'm going to get a little bit wider too. And I'm going to make the core in here a little bit harder, and then work it out, work it down, and work it up. Normally I would actually start heavy on the bottom, but in this case, it doesn't matter. I see some empty surfaces here. These are warning signs right in here and right in here. That's a boring thing, and nobody's going to want to pay $200 for that. So I need to put something in there, like, okay, I'm just gonna make it easy on myself. I'm just going to copy my shape. I'm just going to put a little indentation in there. All I'm doing is copying my exterior lines. There. And I'm just going to make it a little deep, so it's like an inset piece. Just to prove that I'm making an inset, I put a cross line in there just to help show that I mean what I'm drawing. Okay, same with this side. I did on this, so I need to make everything match. I'm going to make a little inset piece in here as well. It just gives it strength, gives it stiffness, and it looks like it's worth a little more money. And it doesn't cost the company much money to do that. Just a little extra in the molding. So definitely well worth the money. It takes me 10 minutes to draw it. It'll take me half an hour to do it on CAD. Well worth the money. There, and I'll do another cross section here. So there, I've increased its value by a considerable amount by just adding those surfaces. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to add some shadows and stuff now to this other stuff. I'll zoom out. Okay. I've done shadow, done shadow, done shadow. Got my three things. I need a cool name. This one's called Seat Hanger instead of Cliffhanger. This one's called Jumbo. I'm just going to call this one Jumbo. Oh, Jumbo. Oh, and by the way, your IQ increases at least double when you put text in. They think you're way smarter than you really are. That's a nice trick, is to just write a lot of text, and then it looks like there's real thought going into it, but it's just like fake. Ish. Oh, and I got my 3 products. Oh, so what I like to do also is I like to put a box around things. I know everyone's like, oh, boxes are so old. Yeah, well, I like to use this. I like to use it because what I use it for then is I use that box to go make a heavy outline around my product, only where the box is. So I go around. It's really fun because it's easy. There, I just go heavy around that, and the most satisfying part of the box is when you get down. Oh, when you get to the joining, right here where the box joins to your hard line, right there. That's a really hard little area. I love that part. Right there, right here, and I might even do a little extra, like that. But it's just, I don't know, it's fun. Fill in those little dark areas. It just pops your thing off. So I've started to do it here on this Jumbo Jet thing. I'm not going to do it anymore. I think that's fine. I never did a box on this. I'm going to leave it as is. But now I'm going to get into the squirrely stuff. I'm going to start putting in words like base, and kind of screwed up. This is mid-range. And oh, don't forget your color blocks. As in, color in some dark areas. I.e. holes. It just really helps pop things off. Down here, this is a negative. This is a space. The spacing down. This is going to be like touch screen. Touch screen. Okay, now I'm going to be ballsy and put a hand in here. Let's see if I can do it to show touch. This is always risky. Wow, I did it. I pulled it off. I'm always scared when I do that. But it just shows that it's a touch screen, and I'm going to write touch screen in here. Just filling up my page, make it look a little compelling. Oh, straps. I love drawing straps. So I'm going to just do a strap in here. It's just such a flowy thing. There. And I just repeat the lines. I'm just copying that line. Here, I repeat that line. So one thing about sketching is you keep repeating the same line a good few times. So let's make this a little bit more stand-outy. A little bit of shading because this one's facing down. This one's facing down a little bit. Okay, a strap, because it's going to be strapped onto the back of my seat. Oh, I'm going to draw a jumbo jet quick. I'm going to do a quick jumbo jet. No, I'm going to just do the motor first. So it's clear that it's a jumbo jet, and there's a wing. Jumbo jet wing. So my story is there. Jumbo, but Jumbo is also there's an elephant called Jumbo, isn't there? Dumbo. All right, well, I'm going to draw him anyway because I think this thing suits him. So I'm going to draw an elephant as well, and not in a Republican way. There, it's an elephant. Oh my god, it's a fat elephant. I suck at elephants. Okay, so anyway, that's that little story. And this kind of reminds me of the aliens in Prometheus, or the other one, the later one, Prometheus, or they had these shapes like that. Did anyone watch the last two Prometheus or Romulus? No, not Romulus. I haven't seen that. Covenant. Yeah. And they have those shapes, the new eggs. Yeah. Anyway, that's what this reminds me of. Maybe I should put that in. Okay, this, I don't know what this reminds me of. This looks like it's a cluster. I don't even know what that is. I've got no story. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to draw a can of Coke. Simple as. I mean, at least it's something. I'm not even going to do a can of Coke. I'm just going to do the Coke symbol. And then a little shadow, because it looks boring. Okay, so there. Oh, and I'll put a little marker on because now we've got time. So while I'm going to zoom out so you can see how I'm going to do this because we still got time. I'll show you how I deal with the marker. Next class we're going to be doing computer stuff, but I might as well show you. Okay, here's my full page. Here's my full page. Okay, markers. So, as I say, I really like the very light markers. Oh, I've got two here. I love the ad markers or chart packs. You can't tell what color these are, I know, but it's pink. One's a pink. And so I always have a piece of paper like this. It's just a bleed paper. I always have it stuck in my sketchbook. And because I don't like it bleeding through, so I just have this old piece, stick it underneath my my page here. I'm going to put marker on. And I also use it as a testing device as well. So let's test to see what colors is what. So this is a purpley kind of color. And this is a pinky color. So pink and purple. So let's put it underneath here. And I'm going to start with that purple color. One stroke. When you're doing markers, don't do the back and forth stuff. Don't. It's not good. One stroke. where I've put my reflections and shadows, stroke. Something like that, that's good enough. And maybe underneath. And maybe on the top here. Just one stroke. Here I'm going to do the same thing. Just on the back here. Because you want your markers to do all the work. Instead of you doing the work and scrubbing it in and working it, don't let the marker do the work. So for example, done. And then done. Here, I know I never finished drawing, but I might as well, I want to just do it. There, let the marker fade away. Let it do the work. This shadow's gagging for it, so there, or a little bit in here. There's a shadow. Oh, this shadow needs it too. Now I'm on it. Shadows galore. Up, down. So my shadows are all done. Oh, inside my dark holes. Inside all there. In there. I might just keep this. I might not put any pink in, but my holes are all going to be colored in there. Okay, I'm just going to color in my straps. Because I needed something up there. Just the blatant shadow parts. Oh, here. And one stroke here for extra. Okay. That is pretty much. Okay, I'll put in a little pink now, just a little bit, just in some certain color pop areas, like maybe the base area. Like this is a base area, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this yet. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to do the base area here. Right there and there. Maybe I'll fade it. Okay. And this one, I'll just do something like. Oh man, screwed it up. It's easy to screw up. Okay, I'm good. So there, that's it. I'm done. If I do any more, I'll ruin it. So just stop. Okay, there. Just in time.